Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen. Today we've got a reading about somebody that is kind of spiraling out of control. It feels to me like there was one thing in particular. It could be a vice, it could be a temptation in the form of a human, but it's like one decision kind of started a pattern. It could be a pattern this person had worked to get away from, but it's like making me think of the campaign for Pringles, the whole like what is it? Once you pop, you can't stop. I think that's what it is. Just the idea that now that this person, made that one decision or gave in that once to temptation, now they can't stop. Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime. Okay. That was more like a lot. Those like church bells, basically. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, Elise. How are you doing? If you're interested in a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. This is the Path of Shadows. What else do we have? Abandoned Carnival and the Witch. What once was vibrant remains now silenced and still. This place held laughter even if no one could believe. And then the Witch card says, beneath the veil of night, my thoughts conjure light. Shining through the darkness, I am magic burning bright. This feels to me like somebody who has found themselves in a kind of rundown environment, or maybe this is somebody who's growing tired of the party life. They do feel like there's still a light within them, but that maybe they need to do something to change this situation because it's making it more challenging for them. Hello, Holy Yoga. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Khalil. How are we doing? This is the Metamuse. Sun in the reverse. Seven of Cups. And the Princess of Cups, or the Page of Cups in the reverse. This person, we're going to refer to them as the Witch. I hope that doesn't offend anyone. I don't take offense to that, even though I think people probably mean offense when they throw it out there. But this is somebody who is a light in the darkness, but they did get like a little bit lost, right? With the Sun in the reverse, this can be a reference to a couple of different things. Number one, light in the darkness, right? Number two, this person had Hermit in the reverse come out because they have not been listening to their intuition, or they haven't necessarily been making the best of decisions. And number three, this is, I haven't necessarily figured out how to fix the problem, but I do know that there are options. I just don't necessarily like these options. So whoever you are, maybe I'll get a different name for you than the Witch, but this is somebody who knows they have to do something. They're assessing their options and not necessarily very pleased with those options. Hello, Peggy. What's going on? I like it. She turned me into a new... Hello, Matt. How are you? Oh, we got two Matts in a row. Hello, other Matt. I hope you both are having a good day. We've got Queen of Wands. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Ace of Cups in the reverse. I think there was a somewhat traumatic situation. Could be a breakup, could be the loss of somebody you love. This Queen of Wands has found themselves in kind of a challenging period of their life because something they had worked on and had built up kind of slowly started unraveling with temptations or, little decisions here and there that they know they should have made differently. Hello, Tom. How are you doing? Mahalo. Hello, Set of Fire, my soul. How's your day going? Hello, Thomas. How are you? So that's why things are a little bit difficult as far as that light within. Whoever resonates with the Queen of Wands or the Witch, which makes a lot of sense, by the way. Queen of Wands, very magical, right? They are being directed to rediscover that light or that magic within themselves. You're coming out as the Queen of Wands, so it's not going to be that difficult to find. You got a lot of magic in you. What else do we have? Sorry, this drives me crazy, you guys. All right. What else? Knight of Cups, Three of Swords, Ten of Wands in the reverse. Every time this temptation comes around, or every time I know I'm supposed to make a different decision, it's like my emotion or something, takes over me, and it's more and more difficult for me to say no or for me to avoid that. I think for many of you, this is related to depression, a sense of rejection, perhaps. Oh, it just fell right on the chair next to me. That's so nice. Prince of Pentacles or the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Strength and the High Priestess in the reverse. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, I gotta say, I am happy to see that strength is in the upright, but I do wish that the rest of these were in the upright as well. It's like your courage or your ability to stick to a way you want to live your life right now. Let's just, for the moment, make fun of me and we'll focus on how I'm trying to drink less Dr. Pepper and drink more water, right? There are days where I'm real good at it. There are days where I don't even drink any Dr. Pepper, believe it or not, which really wasn't a thing before. And there are other days where I'm like, you know what? The only thing I really want today is Dr. Pepper. So it ebbs and flows, right? We have somebody that has built up a resistance, has built up the ability to recognize I could say no, I don't need to do that. I could drink water instead. But maybe because there's a lot of stress, maybe there's a lot of anxiety, this person's finding it more difficult to avoid drinking that Dr. Pepper, especially when it's the cream soda version. Sorry. High Priestess in the reverse. So I'm doing things that I know I shouldn't. And it could be pertaining to your finances. With the King of Pentacles in the reverse, this could be putting something at risk within your domestic environment, your home, or it could be messing with your money. For a few of you, this could also be a reference to you made a promise to somebody, and for a while you did quite well, but now you need to kind of reaffirm your commitment to that decision. This is the Gilded Reverie. Hello, Lil A. How are you doing? Raspberry ginger ale. Sounds pretty delicious. What else? Number 6, the clouds. This talks about confusion. Makes sense because we had the 7 of Cups, right? This is, I know I need to do something, but I don't know what. What specifically do I need to do, right? I have a goal in mind. I know that I'm focused on drinking more water, or I know that I'm focused on spending less money on soda. Apply it to your situation, right? But I have to get from point A to point C, and I don't know what point B is, or I don't know what the mode of transportation is between the two. So strategizing, brainstorming, coming up with an idea, trying to figure out how can I navigate this in a way that makes sense for my reality, right? Hello, first time. How are you doing? And we've got the bridge. This talks about connections or relationships. So there's somebody here who could help you. You maybe already know this, but this is like a non-judgmental help. We've got the bouquet, which is number 9. Number 7, the snake. And number 30, the lilies. Okay, interesting. Do you have somebody in your life that would be willing to kind of be your cheerleader? Let's say you are, in fact, focusing on drinking more water and drinking less Dr. Pepper. Do you have a friend that would, text you 10 a.m. every day? How much Dr. Pepper have you had today? How much do you have left? How much water have you had today? Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like not all of you are real stoked on that probably, but this is kind of like a trainer at the gym, right? What you been eating? You've been moving? You just sit in front of the TV? What are you doing? There's a goal that is set. There's some confusion as to how to get there, but there is a friend or a family member that wants to encourage you in a positive way, and you'll achieve some sense of serenity or peace when you get back to where you were, right? Letting go of these temptations and not taking them seriously. This is the Pulp Tarot. Me either. Don't do it. I'm not ready. Hello, Johnny. How's it going? What else do we have? Page of Wands. Hermit in the reverse. 2 of Wands. So, of course, we've already had the Hermit in the reverse, right? High Priestess in the reverse. I'm acknowledging that the reason that I maybe am struggling or something that isn't really helping me, even though maybe I view it as something that helps me, is this thing. This Page of Wands can be about communication, but it can also be about you reassessing a situation. It's kind of like that wand is measuring tape, right? Yeah, I thought it was 5 inches and 3/4, but it looks like I'm completely off. I should not have used the saw yet. You're supposed to measure twice and cut once. This is someone saying, I acknowledge now, maybe I get a little wily when it comes to the numbers. I really do need to measure it twice before I cut. I know what I'm doing wrong. That is empowering because now I know what I can change, right? So this thing that is tempting them or these decisions that aren't really helping them, they're being honest with themselves about that, right? And they're choosing something different. So whoever you are, I'm proud of you. You're saying, okay, I need to drink more water. Okay, I need to stop using power tools until I've done the appropriate measuring. Oh, I saw you, so I got to take you now. 10 of Wands in the reverse and Death. But the good news is, whoever you are, You're being honest with yourself. You are acknowledging this is a temptation. You don't need that. And you're changing. Death is clarifying strength. And I got to tell you, as far as powerful combinations that I love in the tarot, that combination is probably one of my favorites, because this is saying, I know I'm strong enough. I've done it before, or I know I can do it again. I'm going to change this. It's funny that I'm making fun of myself for drinking too much Dr. Pepper, because one of the reasons that I decided to try the keto diet several years back, and then do it again for like a little bit of time, a couple times after that, it's because I really wanted to have like a better understanding of how sugar and carbohydrates affect my body. And I was completely astonished at how many things have a lot of sugar. But it helped me to change things, right? That's this Page of Wands. Like, I'm realizing there's a bunch of sugar in this. Like, I didn't know pasta sauce was basically like 1/2 sugar, 1/2 tomato. Knight of Cups in the reverse. So you are changing. You're saying, okay. We don't need to do this. We're going to refocus. I've done this before. I can do it. And yes, you might whine like a little bitch at the beginning. It's okay. I did too. I am still, right? I got a Dr. Pepper right here, you guys. Don't judge me. I have had water today. Don't you worry. But this is someone who's saying, I know how to do this. I know how to handle this. I've done it before. I am strong enough. I have the courage. I'm going to change this behavior. Hello, Pharaoh. How are you doing? Hello, Archetype. What's going on? Hello, Justin. How's your day going? So you go from the King of Pentacles in the reverse to the Emperor. Why? Because you are a badass. So don't you forget it. This is like when you're driving somewhere you've never been before, and oh no, you take the wrong turn, and then you hear the worst sound. Woo! There's worse sounds, but it is up there. Recalculating now. Should have got it right the first time. I know. Sometimes it's my fault, okay? I'm not like necessarily watching the GPS as closely as I should. But other times it's because you are lagging and you didn't update fast enough. Anyways, you recalculated your route. You figured out where you needed to go. There was a little bit of time lost. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm not going to lie. But you are still the Queen of Wands, and I'm proud of you. This makes me happy for one specific reason. Even though you are dealing with some temptation, even though you may be judging yourself because you're going back to a behavior you wish that you weren't necessarily still involved in, or you wish you could, make different decisions. Your confidence and your ability to remind yourself that you have been through this before, you've handled bigger obstacles, is what enables you to overcome those obstacles. So don't you lose that confidence, my friend. You look in that mirror and you tell yourself that you look good. Yeah. You look like somebody who makes good decisions. I dare you. Do it when somebody can hear you so it gets weird. Like at the mall or something. Grocery store. Do they have mirrors? They probably don't have mirrors there. Hello, Tom. Hello, Noah G. What's going on? I won't lie, guys. I am maybe a little bit more experienced in doing stupid, awkward things in public just to see how people react. I initially started off my career pursuing psychology, so that's probably part of the reason. All right. Shock value, it's an interesting phenomenon. Page of Pentacles and Ace of Cups in the reverse. When you start to frame up what you do in terms of repeating decisions, because I feel like this has to do with your health. It could be your mental health. It could be your physical health. But when you think about how you're making those decisions, for example, I had to reprogram my brain to not look at food as a reward after I'd had a bad day, right? I had to reprogram my brain and look at that as that's fuel. That's how I continue to like, no, not really murder. Is that? I was more trying to be like a train. Okay, you guys stop. You realize those decisions that you make where you feel like that's going to make me feel better because I've had a bad day. When you think about it realistically, you're like, but that's getting me farther away from my goal. It may make me feel better in the short term. I've quit cigarettes, okay? So this is another thing I'm thinking of, right? Smoking a cigarette halfway through a really crappy day at work. I don't know how I survived some of those days, right? And I assumed that the cigarettes were a big part of it. And then I started to ask myself, maybe, just maybe, what I think is actually really good for me is just making things harder for me because I'm spending all of this money on these things, right? I could just like step outside and like get a breath of fresh air instead of cancer air. Hello, John. Oh, John, you have uncovered another flaw of mine. If I'm drinking less Dr. Pepper, it probably means I'm drinking more sweet tea. And I make my own tea, so I can at least control how much sugar goes in there, but it's probably too much. So this is saying I'm no longer going to make decisions about like making myself feel better with unhealthy things or things that make it worse for me financially or mental health wise, right? Yes. Good point, Elise. I talked with my dad about it and he said, well, have you ever added honey to the tea? And I was like, by golly. But I never think of that. So now it's like part honey, part sugar, part love. I like that, Pharaoh. We could totally write a book about that. Yep. How's it going, Brandon? Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I agree, archetype. Hello, Flora. How are you doing? Seven of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles in the reverse again. No, why? Why though? You were just the Emperor. Is this the back and forth? Some days we're on point, other days we kind of lapse a little bit, fall back into old patterns. But the important thing that seems to be coming through these two cards is remember what you have already invested in yourself. Remember what you've already accomplished in terms of getting to this point in your journey towards that goal. That will help you get realigned. That will help you get back on the horse after you fall, right? I said horse. Sorry. This is the Poe Tarot. You missed the best part, Kid Controller. It's easily the best joke I've told in like a month. We've got the Page of Wells or the Page of Cups. By the way, don't read these in the reverse. This deck. Oh, that my young life were a lasting dream. Some things lose their shine. Some things lose their sparkle. Some environments or choices or behaviors initially are really fun. You love it, and then you fall out of love. You realize, I don't really know why I'm wasting all my time doing that. It's just not really doing for me what it used to, right? Love you, Dr. Pepper. But I know you're rotting my teeth. It's hard though, you guys, because then I think of that 104-year-old lady that went on like national news and joked about how a doctor that she had told her that she needed to give up Dr. Pepper, but he died before she did and she was older. Oh. All right. So we have the Knight of Candles, which is the Knight of Wands. But lo, a stir is in the air. The wave, there is a movement there. So, yes, I could easily fall back into these same patterns. I could make these same decisions. But I also know that I am capable of removing myself from this temptation. I know that I can, walk out of the casino without spending any money. I know that I can walk out of the bar without having a drink. We have somebody that is focused on the ending. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep falling back into this pattern. I don't want to keep spending money on something that I don't need. So you, my friend, are the skull. And there's this bear behind you. And you're deciding it's no longer scary. You're deciding you don't really need that to get you through. You don't need a stuffed animal to get you through a scary movie. You don't need bumpers to get through a game of bowling. You're like, I got this. Hold up. No, I'll be all right. Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? When the Queen of Wands realizes they have the ability to walk away from this abandoned carnival, that they can bring light to a new environment, or that they can make a change and, maybe move somewhere else where they feel a little bit more like they can grow, become a better version of themselves. It starts this motion where more and more they're thinking about, what do I want in my future and how do I get there? I can deny the short-term gratification for the long-term gratification, right? If I want to save up for a vacation, I'm just going to post up a nice little picture of the beach on my refrigerator. And it'll remind me that I don't need to go to Hardee's for a burger. But the mushrooms, they're so good. I love their mushroom Swiss burger, you guys. Have not had it in months, to be honest. I don't really do fast food anymore. I don't trust them. That's just good. Number 6 again. This was the first one we got out of the Gilded Reverie. This is the Golden Lenormand. Confusion. Or unknown. But there's good news. So if you stick to your plan, if you remind yourself that you're capable of making this change, that you've already started the process, or you've already made it through a lot of more difficult things, you'll be able to navigate, I think, one of the more difficult elements of this journey for you. But what's getting you through is your love for yourself, your determination to address this. You don't want to feel stuck. Oh, look at you. You're such a cute little bear. Do you know what this means? Yes, you're a little bit stubborn. But this, more than anything else, aligns with the Strength card. Above all else, you are strong. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I don't care if you lost at that arm wrestling thing last week. It'll be fine. You're strong. So you can get through whatever this is. You can overcome it. Reestablish that routine that you want. Exclude this temptation or, all that Dr. Pepper, because you are strong. So we've got the envelope, which is, of course, about a message. And this is clarifying the fish, which talks about good news. So there's something coming in for you, an email perhaps, an old-fashioned snail mail letter. Could even be a phone call, but there's information that's coming in for you and you're going to be excited about it, my friend. You're going to be like, oh, me? No, really? Stop. I never would have guessed that. Oh, yes, indeed. This is the Golden Art Nouveau. What else do we have? How's it going, Rachel? Hello, Carrie. We've got the Hierophant in the reverse. Ace of Wands. An unconventional approach. So I found it difficult to, when I started keto, I had found it difficult to address little things that I was addicted to, right? Like at that time, there was this Arizona tea beverage. I'm sure they still have it. I just can't find it around here. What was it? I think it was cherry limeade. Oh, I was addicted to that. And it's probably like 2 pounds of sugar in that one little, well, it's a big can, but you know what I'm saying. When you completely cut out sugar, you can't just replace one sugary beverage with another. You're like, oh, no sugar at all. So I feel like somebody is willing to do something like keto to pull themselves back from this temptation and remind themselves, you're fine without this. You don't need this. You don't need 10 coffees a day. You don't need 10 Snickers. You really eat 10 Snickers, though? That's kind of impressive. Don't do that. Sounds like a lot of corn syrup. Ace of Wands, new beginning, but it requires you to take a little bit of a strong approach, okay? It's going to be not easy. You already know that, but you also remember that you're strong, right? It's like you're training for a marathon, but without the broken toenails. I'm sorry. I have never run a marathon, but I had a friend who was really big into marathons, and I asked her one day if she wanted to go get a pedicure, and she's like, Carmen, you know I run marathons, right? I was like, yeah? Why? So you don't know about the toenail thing. I was like, what? Are you going to tell me you like collect toenails or something? This is getting weird. And she's like, no. More like the opposite. Like I lose them and I'm like, this whole marathon thing just sounds so awful. This is somebody who's saying, it's not going to be easy. I'm probably going to get frustrated. I may even have days where I give up. I can't do this. But you're the magician. You're magic. Remember at the very beginning? So you have the ability to bring yourself back to where you need to be, even when you get off course. But this is somebody who's saying, I want to stop making these little decisions that make it difficult for me to reach my goal. I love it. That's awesome, Louise. Hello, Frederick. How's it going? What else do we have? Two of Swords in the reverse and the Empress in the reverse. I know the reasons I'm not getting to my goal are these little decisions that I'm making, these little things that I know are preventing me from working on what I need to, or preventing me from being able to save up the money that I need to be able to do what I want, right? So I'm going to be more focused. The Lovers, Three of Swords, Nine of Cups in the reverse. Oh. So who do you like to hang out with? You got a boyfriend or a girlfriend? You got a bestie? Because there's somebody here in your inner circle. I'm not talking about like Ted, who you occasionally see like maybe like 3-4 times a year, or like Mary, who knows where you work but doesn't know your phone number. No, I'm talking about somebody who is close to you, okay? And they make the same kind of decisions as you. They give into these same kind of temptations. And they don't want you to change. So if you've ever watched the show Intervention, if there are two people who are suffering from that addiction or that codependency, they split them up, right? You go over here for rehab, you go over here for rehab. Why do they do that? You have a much greater chance of making a change when you are by yourself or when you are not influenced by somebody who wants to make those same decisions that you're trying not to make, right? There's somebody around you that's going to make it much more difficult for you to change this part of your life. And I feel like when I'm telling you about this, you know who I'm talking about. They could be a Gemini with the Lovers. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. They may have already caused some issues in your journey, offered you something they shouldn't have, told you, screw it, let's go get a fourth meal. But you know that this is somebody who's a bad influence. You know that this person's not going to make the same decisions as you would be able to make, right? So it kind of feels like we have a decision. You have to choose between yourself and this person. Do you really want to remain committed to changing your life and making different decisions? Or do you want to commit your life to this person who also makes those decisions? Because you have to, I think, probably step away or have some separation from this person in order to actually pursue this new beginning. Because they're not, it's like you're riding a bike, you're going real fast, and you got some sort of like airplane thing affixed to you. And if you go at just the right speed and then you go off a little ramp, you can get airborne, right? But there's somebody who's like, hold on, take me with you. And they're making it so that you can't actually elevate. That is the weirdest analogy I think I've ever done on my channel. So I hope you're entertained by it. But they're holding you back, okay? I want you to be able to, with your weird bike contraption thing, actually fly. Okay. Now I kind of want to like go draw this thing for you guys. Little stick figure. All right. This is the Bianco Nero. What else do we have? What's up, James? Are you having a good day? Page of Pentacles. I'm still picturing it. I don't have a bike, or I would try it, you guys. No, I wouldn't. I live on a mountain. I would probably die, okay? No. But I might draw it. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. If you really want me to, I'll even post it on YouTube, but you got to comment on it about it, okay? And make sure you like my video. Look, there is a new opportunity here. You cannot deny it. It is calling your name. Nay, it is not just calling your name. It is like, hey, I said, what are you doing? It's getting irritated with you. Like, no, we've been trying to get your attention. It's been time. We, kept the bus from leaving because we knew you were coming. This is like, okay, it should get off the pot. So the universe is ready for you to upgrade. They're ready for you to elevate, but you may have to end a friendship first. You may have to end a relationship first. If this is somebody who's truly blocking you from being able to achieve that goal or that next level, right? If they love you, they would be supportive of you wanting to be your best version, your best self, right? Hello, Steven. How are you doing? Hello, Illuminati. What else do we have? Strength in the reverse. Oh, yeah. So your best attribute, your best characteristic, your best bet in terms of this goal or this journey is the fact that you have confidence, that you have courage, and that you want to make this change. But you are, your horses are hooked up to the wrong wagon. They got you dragging. I rhymed. They don't have the same ability to, I guess we could say, self-control. They don't have the same self-control, right? So that could be an issue that you don't really have a solve for, okay? You can't save other people and risk losing what you're trying to do, right? They could ruin your choices to change to a new life, right? They could get in the way. It sounds kind of heartless because this is somebody that you've known for a while, but I also feel like it's a little heartless. The way they look at your decision to change your life is kind of like, yeah, right. I've been friends with plenty of people that have had, codependency issues. And I remember one guy in particular had tried to quit drinking on multiple occasions and, said in a group setting, I gave up drinking yesterday. And there were probably 2 or 3 people in his friend group that were like, oh, how long is it going to last this time? I get it. You're funny. You think it's cute. You ever say that shit in front of me, I will make you feel bad about it. I will make you think about your life choices. Because when you see somebody who's trying to make better choices, they want to be sober, they want to let go of something that's actually been blocking them, and you're going to make them feel bad about it, you're lucky I don't slap you. I'm not a violent person, but I'm going to think about it in my mind. I'm going to think about how it would feel so nice to just be like, oh, you're thinking about it now, right? But I'm not going to. Instead, I will ask you what you're intending to accomplish by making fun of somebody who has chosen sobriety, right? Because if you've chosen that for your life, I'm proud of you. And it's not easy because the reality is peer pressure is everywhere, right? Hello, Realm of Bedlam. How are we doing? And this person is holding on to your pants leg, making it real hard for that cool bike contraption that you have to get some air. What did I watch, like E.T. or something? What's going on? We got the 7 of Pentacles. You've already invested in this change. You've already decided this is something you're committed to doing, that even if it's a little bit challenging, you'll find a way to make it work, and you will. But this reading is telling you that there's somebody literally trying to stop you. And that's not okay. That is not a friend. That is selfish. We've had the 9 of Cups in the reverse twice because this is someone in your inner circle who is selfish, who would rather see you continue to be destructive than reach your goal. There's that 9 of Cups again. Because at least you're their partner in crime. Because at least they'll have company in their misery. I mean, shoot. That's how you're going to be. I would rather have the stuffed animal. Really, though. Another 9 in the reverse. So we had 9 of Wands in the reverse, 9 of Cups in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. And this is the last 5 cards, 3 9s. So your spirit guides are saying you got to make a choice. You've already made a difficult choice. You wanted to make a change. But now they're saying, if you really do want to make that change, if you really do want your life to be better, you know that friend who makes fun of you or who doesn't believe in your choices will make it difficult. They may make it impossible. I don't like that word. I really don't. Because let me tell you, I've had a lot of people tell me that I can't do something. And then I'm like, watch me. I'll even do it with high heels on. I don't wear high heels anymore, but that was a thing back then. 10 of Cups. King of Wands in the reverse. Because if you reach your goals, then I'm going to have to feel bad about the fact that I haven't reached my goals. I ain't done a thing about my goals, actually. That's this person that you need to cut off. They're jealous that you've made some progress, and it makes them feel like they need to be doing something, and they don't really like that. They would rather feel like, oh, well, it's okay. I got my buddy. They're doing the same thing. Hello, Curtis. How you doing? Ooh, see, that's what I'm talking about, Matt. You don't deserve that. It's that sense of, if you're doing it too, then I feel better about myself. But you're on a course towards this 10 of Cups where you're in that environment and that happy living situation or life where you don't have to feel like you're missing out or like you're going through lack. And that's what that person is standing in front of. They're blocking it, right? This is the voyage of the soul. Yep. I like that. What else do we have? Vessel. I told you this has something to do with health, body, nourishment, wholesome nutrition, and health. Look at how nicely that matches my paint. Isn't that pretty? Green is the best color. Purpose, mission, quest, soul's calling, aspiration, goal, and drive. I told you this is about a goal. Would it surprise you to hear that many of you are blazing your path on this journey? You're making your decision to change your life, only for many of you to then find a job helping other people make those decisions. Would that surprise you? So don't give up. The universe doesn't want you to give up because you don't know who you're going to inspire when you're successful. You don't know who's depending on you to shine that light, because you've got that light within you, right? Your magic. Your magic is what gives you this strength to get through difficult times. It's what motivates you to be a king or a queen of wands, depending on the situation, and go after what you want. But you also have the ability to inspire others to make better decisions. And that could be one of the main reasons you're getting some intuitive messages or some like pokes, right? Like, hey, you're supposed to do this. Come on. Come on. Hello, Patrick. How you doing today? Gifts, skills, talent, practice, publicity, success, and fame. Some of you will go on to write a book, start a show, start a channel, podcast, and you will inspire other people to make better choices. And it starts with you choosing that for yourself first. So for some of you, I'm being told you need to have a journal. Keep track of those thoughts. Keep track of the things that motivate you. Keep track of the things that made it difficult. You're going to be able to help other people make better choices too. And I like that for you. You are getting information in your dreams, possibly also, if you like to meditate, of course, possibly also through music. I told you. Listen to your intuition. It is super powerful, and it's probably not wrong. I'm wrong every once in a while, you know, like it's been like 17 years, but you can count on your intuition more than me. Sorry. I'm a loser, baby. So like my video. I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Believe in yourself. You can do this, okay? I appreciate you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.